Hello and welcome to a short tutorial. Today we're going to show you how you can use formula fields to do or run calculation based on your measurement values. For this tutorial, we've using a parametric device because the initial request or question about that feature came from a customer using those devices. So this is a radar-based people counter. It counts people coming from right to left and from left to right, so passing through an area. The question was, how could you or how can Datacake be used to do calculations? So to subtract these or add those values to a difference or a sum of those right to left and left to right. So on your device in Datacake, you go over into the configuration and scroll down a little bit, and then we get to the fields section. In here, all the database fields are defined, and you can add new fields coming from your sensor devices or virtual fields. So for calculating a difference between left and right, we're going to create a new field. First of all, let's see, this is LTR and IRTL. So you need to remember the identifiers for the next step, and we can see it's integer. So we are going to create a new field. We are going to select integer here, and now let's call this left to right difference. And now we don't want to be, or this field to be fed using a physical value, so we are going to use a formula here. So with this formula, the field is no longer able to receive calculations from the API or payload decoder. This is the virtual field now, and we can simply provide the identifiers from the existing fields and run calculations on this. So for this difference, basically it's LTR, so left to right minus right to left. We can try that, and this runs no error detected, the formula evaluated to minus 45. Okay, but we want to have it the other way around. So we could also do it in that way, and this runs the same formula with 41. So we add this field here, and you can see here with this sign on the type on the identifier on the field type, this says it's a formula field. So we've created this formula field now, and to test this, I'm going to simulate the sensor sending some data. So we simply go into set value here, and we set this to 100 virtually, and we set this value. And as you can see here, this is automatically being evaluated. So this means that if there's new data coming from your sensors, and if one of those fields is included into this formula here, this formula will be automatically evaluated, and there is some locking. So if all of these sensor values come at the same time, the formula is only being run once. So this makes sure that there's no double calculation happening. Also, the MQT integration, which you can use to subscribe to measurement values on your devices and Datacake, they also include the formula field. So this means that this is just a normal field. And we can also use this now on the dashboard. Let's go back into the dashboard, and we are going to create a new field. So we simply copy this one here, duplicate it, adapt it a little bit, and then in the edit mode, we are going to select the left to right difference, and it brings us to the minus 44. Once more, we can simulate this so you can see. Let's go into the configuration and simulate sending of values like 56. We send this. This actually evaluates to the same. So we do 36 and use 64. We can go back to the dashboard, and then we see these values actually on the dashboard. This is how you create calculated fields on Datacake. They work with float values, integers. You can use this for even more different calculations and options, and there's documentation available on what kind of mathematical operations you can use. Also, last but not least, of course, you would be able to use this payload decoder here and provide your own complex functions. And we always suggest that you use the payload decoder on lower band devices for calculating fields, because there are way more options and it's easier to see. But if you have like API devices, MQTT devices or whatever, and you want to simply use a calculation field here, you can use that using the formula and create virtual fields. Yeah, that's it. That's how you create virtual fields and do some calculations. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.